Hi folks, Dan Dale here with Total Sales Solutions in Jackson, Mississippi, where we sell diesel trucks and RVs, sell more than anybody else on the internet, and sell them almost exclusively on eBay. Today we've got what I think is a pretty cool truck, one of my favorite kind of trucks. 06 F250 Lariat, 4-wheel drive, FX4. This is a local trade-in, southern truck, absolutely no rust. It's been upgraded with ranch hand bumpers front and rear. And folks, these aren't the usual knockoff, homemade, cheapo, ranch hand looking bumpers. They are real ranch hand brand bumpers. You can see ranch hand, it's the real deal. Got the front hitch, which is real handy, like if you're putting a big boat in the water or something, you get a little better traction pulling out, having the front wheels in first. But has cab lights, automatic lights. Take you around on it. It's got the big what size are these? 295 70 18-inch tires, Nittos, and the 295, that's the oversized for this truck, but it gives it a good stance, helps it sit up well. Looks like it has a little 1-inch or so leveling kit on it. Got the LED mirrors. You can see they extend, their tow mirrors, and they fold in out of the way. Looking inside, this truck has 264,000, but it doesn't look it. You can see the seats, perfect. Of course, power. Floor mats are perfect. Got these big high dollar mats. You can look in the door jambs and see no dust, no mud. If a truck's been off-road, there's some areas you just can't clean, and excuse me, that's one of them. But it's not filthy, no rust down on the bottom. You can see that 3L axle code. That means it's got 373 limited slip differentials, which, if you don't know any better, you gotta have limited slip. If you're buying a truck and it doesn't have limited slip, you don't have 4-wheel drive. You got 2-wheel drive, one in the front and one in the rear. But just look around in here, see no paint work, absolutely no rust, everything's clean. Now, of course, as with about 80% or more of our trucks, there's no spare, but you know, you can get those at a junkyard anywhere. Tailgate's not beat up, got the big ranch hand bumper. Does have the high dollar B&W turnover ball, which, even if you don't need a turnover ball, if you ever decide to sell this truck, that's a valuable accessory. Costs about $1,500 installed, and it adds a lot of value to the truck. You can see down the sides, of course, this aero straight. Now, we didn't scrub this bed. It's still a little dirty, but it looks like they had a toolbox or something in the very front. That's just staining. It's not actually rusted. That's just stains in the bed that need to be scrubbed or whatnot. So don't freak out about that. You can see under here, of course, absolutely no rust. Southern truck. Look under the mats. Everything's good. A little later in the evening than we usually do these, but trying to get some knocked out before Thanksgiving, and Dad's recuperating from heart surgery. You may be used to seeing him do these videos, so I'm doing this one myself. See just a few leaves, but no stains. Got your spare tire key, fortunately. Got your manuals. Again, door jambs in it are clean. Even down in the wells of the door panels are all in good shape. Of course, tow mirrors on both sides. Even the lenses aren't busted, which they catch you. That's the first thing people hit, those side lenses. You see them broke a lot. But anyway, 06 F250 Lariat. It is deleted, so no worries with the Power Stroke engine. It's deleted. I'm going to take you on a test drive, show you how it drives around. But if you have any questions thus far, give me a call, 601-376-9869, and I will take you on a little spin. Hi folks, Dan Dale again. You've been listening to me talk about this truck. Now I'm going to take you on a test drive, but before I do, Just want to show a couple things under the hood. First of all, we don't clean under the hood. This is just how it came into us. But you can tell it obviously hadn't been, you know, mud bogging and stuff. Alternator's been changed. Main thing I want to show you though is there's no blow by. Now you can see just a little light wisp of smoke, which is no big deal as long as it's not puffing. But the main thing is I can set this oil fill cap down on the filler tube and it doesn't blow off. If it blows off, it means you got worn out piston rings, letting engine compression get by and into the crankcase, and it means you got a wore out engine. So not the case here. You can see, of course, we got automatic climate control, got CD player, got the overhead console. Now you'll have to forgive my shaky camera work because I'm filming with one hand and driving with the other on some of the worst roads in the city of Jackson. So the camera work may look a little shaky, but rest assured, in person, the truck has a great ride and drive. And the good thing you can take away from this bumpy roads that I'm traveling on is that this truck does not have any squeaks or rattles. I mean, if it had half the mileage that it's showing, we told you that, you believe us. I mean, it's a nice truck. It's not beat up and banged up and all that good stuff. Everything on it works. Of course, the seatbelt light's gonna start beeping on me, so let me set this down for a split second. I knew I should have buckled up beforehand, but and that can be deactivated, but it's a good feature to remind you to buckle up. Anyway, windshield's in good shape, no cracks. Got two tiny little rock pecks you don't even notice unless you're nitpicking, but like we always say in all our videos, we try and nitpick because we know most of you are buying sight unseen and traveling or shipping, and before you even you pay before you even see the vehicle. So we try and nitpick everything so nobody will be mad at us later about the condition or anything like that. This truck, you know, it's a 6-liter Power Stroke. Don't let that worry you. It's had the EGR cooler, has been deleted, and we also put a little 40 horsepower tow tune on it, which you can go up to 100 without having to worry about head studs, but 40 is really, on a 6-liter, it's the way to go. It doesn't put too much stress on the engine. You don't have to have an engine monitor or anything. You never have to worry about head studs with the 40 horse tune, and it gets the best fuel economy, so picks up the fuel economy quite a bit. And it adds power, obviously. You know, it's 325 stock, so an extra 40 is definitely nothing to sneeze at. This is a Lariat, so of course it's got all the bells and whistles. It's got the electronic shift on the transfer case. It's got the extra power outlet. It's got the readout in the dash for your you know, mileage, distance to empty, compass, all that good stuff. Automatic climate control with outside temperature. It's got steering wheel controls for the radio and the cruise. You can do all that from the steering wheel. Automatic headlights. Has the tow command, electric trailer brake controller. All that stuff's built in. Seats aren't ripped or torn. Got a great set of tires. We'll get it out on the highway real quick. And just so you know, this truck cranks up and runs perfect hot or cold. Now, you'll see a lot of these Fords, people only want to show them when they're warmed up. Well, that's because they run like crap when they're cold and got bad injectors, and when they warm up, they smooth out. But this truck cranks up, it runs perfect hot or cold. It's cold. It was cold when we started this video. It's warming up now, obviously, but all that is in good shape. No issues there. No exhaust leaks. The steering's tight. Now I will point out the steering wheel is cocked just a hair to the right, and Although it doesn't pull to the left or right, it doesn't pull when you, or vibrate when you hit the brakes, but the steering wheel is cocked just a hair to the right, and I'm not going to fix it. All it needs is an alignment, but all the places nearby to me they'll mess it up. If I tell them just straighten the steering wheel, it's cocked a little to the right, it'll come back with the steering wheel straight, pulling to the left. I mean, I've tried them all around here. Nobody seems to know what they're doing. I'm sure you've got somebody in your neck of the woods that does, so I'm going to leave it to you. I am not going to mess with the steering wheel, so just be aware of that. And as far as the nitpicking list, that's it for the nitpicking list. The truck itself, you know, beyond that, pretty much pick proof. It's an 06. It's got, the 06 and 7s have a lot of updates to the Power Stroke engine that the earlier ones don't. They've got an upgraded high pressure oil pump, the standpipes, dummy plugs, all that design is a little better. Of course, we've deleted the EGR cooler, which is the big weak point on these trucks, so you'll never have to worry about that. And with that done, I mean, your worries are basically over. So buy an 06 or 7 and delete the EGR cooler, and you got a bulletproof truck as long as you keep it serviced. And you've got to service these trucks. You got to change the oil every 5,000 miles. You got to change the fuel filters every other oil change. And if you do that, these trucks will basically run forever. They're rock solid, dependable. But you've got to do that, and you've got to use forward filters when you do it. You follow my advice on that, and you will have a happy trucking experience. But if you don't, you'll end up with injector problems. That's just how that works. So keep it serviced, forward parts, and you won't have any problems. That being said, if you want to fly in and drive this truck home, you certainly can. I wouldn't hesitate to get in this truck and drive it anywhere. Cranks right up, runs perfect, ready to go. Or if you want to have it shipped, we'll be glad to work with you on shipping. Don't be scared off by the online quotes you find for shipping, because if you're not in a hurry and you don't mind waiting, it may be a couple days, it may be a couple weeks, but if you don't mind waiting, then you can find a lot better deal. You can catch somebody with an empty spot on their trailer that's headed your direction that will give you a good price, so they don't have to travel with the empty spot on their trailer. So you get a lot better deal doing that. You just have to be patient, and you can get on U-Ship, and basically what I do is I'll get the average online quote, cut it in half, stick it on U-Ship, and eventually somebody will either hit it or they'll come back with a counter offer that I can live with, and that's how we generally ship these. So if you have any questions about that, give me a call. If you want to talk pricing, give me a call. Want to talk about the EGR and how all that works, call me. If you just want to visit, call me. Be glad to talk to you about any questions you may have. So my phone number, 601-376-9869. Be glad to talk to you, let you know anything you need to know about this truck. Look forward to seeing you here in Jackson, Mississippi. Thanks for watching our video.